What up, sports fans? I'm Paul Camacho, and this is the Macho Sports Report, where I talk to you about the sports stories that matter to me, hopefully matter to you. Colin Kaepernick is the most polarizing figure in recent San Francisco 49ers history. Thanks, Captain Obvious. On the one hand, fans want him to stay and salvage his career with new head coach Chip Kelly. On the other hand, other fans want him out once and for all, like the bum he is. One side believes Cap's been getting a raw deal with the team ever since owner Jed York and GM Trent Baalke forced out former head coach Jim Harbaugh. The other side believes that 2014 and 2015 showed the true nature of Cap's previous success. He was heavily aided by a strong offensive line and a stronger defense. And opposing defenses have figured out his simple pistol-style offense long ago. Well, with the two sides battling for the soul of Kaepernick's true game louder than ever, the news on whether he stays or goes seems to turn on a dime. For weeks, the embattled signal caller was all but out the door, requesting a trade via his agent to whatever team would take him. He was even willing at one point to go to Cleveland. You know, that budding hotbed of winning NFL football. Then again, I think it's understandable that Cap would want to bolt for a change of scenery. After all, this is a franchise that basically did him like they did his former coach, using whisper campaigns about his character to justify jettisoning him from the franchise. Simply put, why would he want to play for a franchise like that? One that, by many insider accounts, doesn't want him anymore. Conversely, you look at this from the 49ers side of things. Why be willing to pay almost $12 million for a guy that went 2-6 in 2015? One that looked like he was regressing and no longer has much upside. One that doesn't even want to be here anymore. Well, here's the thing, and I don't think this is something a lot of people want to hear right now. I'm not sure that either side can afford parting ways. At least not right now. Seriously, hear me out. Let's look at this from each individual side here. Cap, for example, wants to hit the reset button on his career. Ideally, as it goes, it's just not that easy. First of all, it's not his call. He's still under contract with San Francisco. Second of all, he would need willing suitors to pry him away from Santa Clara. And right now, as things stand, no one's willing to move heaven and earth for the guy. When teams believe that a third-round pick is too high of a price to pay in a trade, it doesn't really say much for your market value. And third of all, the current image of Colin Kaepernick doesn't exactly scream ideal teammate. A lot of people think that he's a jock douchebag who's as dumb as a bag of rocks, wearing his Beats headphones all the time like he's better than everyone else. Coupled with myriad reports that he's clashing with teammates, doesn't take a rocket surgeon to realize why teams would be hesitant to bring that kind of drama into their locker rooms. Simply put, everything that went down in 2015 has hurt his market value, to the point where the Niners could simply say it isn't worth it to trade him. So then, taking all that into account, you look at it from the team's perspective. If they truly can't find adequate value for what they think they're giving up in cap, they have enough in the cap to roll the dice with him and see what happens. After all, it's not like they're using that money to land big free agents or anything, and for good reason, because let's not kid ourselves. San Francisco simply isn't an ideal NFL free agent landing spot right now. So you take whatever you can get in terms of talent, even if that talent already said he doesn't want to be here. Now, on the surface, this obviously looks like a recipe for disaster. But you have to look at the situation right now, not as a crisis, but as an opportunity, one that neither side can reject. Kaepernick has to repair his tattered reputation, both on and off the field. He has to shake that immature douchebag image like a Polaroid picture. What better way to do that than with the team that drafted him? It might make him look 100 times better if he stayed in San Francisco, worked his butt off to attempt a comeback for his starting spot, and to show the rest of the league that he can succeed while being a mature adult with a franchise that he understandably no longer wanted to play for. Conversely, if Kaepernick does complete a miraculous comeback with the 49ers, the franchise would be in a venerable win-win situation. On the one hand, they could end up keeping Cap as the starter moving forward. On the other hand, They could sell high to the most QB desperate team next offseason. And in the likely event that Cap falls on his face again, the 49ers are simply in the same spot they would have been the previous offseason, with Gabbert as the likely incumbent starter, while grooming a young QB for the future. In this twisted sense, Colin Kaepernick and the 49ers need each other. How messed up is that, am I right? Oh, what a time to be a 49ers fan. Alright, Niners fans, time to vent. Do you agree that Cap and the team seemingly need each other right now? Ultimately, how does this whole thing end? After everything that's happened, do you still want number 7 in red and gold? Leave your responses in the comments section below. I'm Paulo Camacho, and this has been the Macho Sports Report. Peace out, sports fans!